Hey everybody, this is Laura Lee Calais from Baton Rouge, and I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 20 years. I hope y'all are doing well, enjoying the last of your summer days, and maybe getting the kids back in school and getting some kind of routine going. But I have something really fun to show you today. If you have been in the know, then you know that the sunflower embossing folder is the latest thing, and everybody is all excited. There are videos all over the internet, YouTube. So I'm not the only one doing this, but I do have a few tips that I wanted to show you today. And let me let you look at the cards. So when you are embossing, you have the raised side, which is this right here. And that's called the embossed side. The other side, I could show you here too, is indented, and that's called debossed. And I am using, for the first card we're going to do, I'm using Highland Heather cardstock and white cardstock, and the ink I'm going to be using today, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to try using fresh freesia. Now, one thing I have found out is that there are no mistakes. This is tried and true, and you can do anything you want with it, and it'll come out just fine. On this one that we're going to do next, I colored the debossed side, the indented side, and I inked it, and then look at the other side. Now I've got a little line there. I'm not going to worry about that, so either one of those could work. So let's get busy and let me show you how you go about doing this. Now here is the folder. It's extra large. It's 8.5 by 6, and you can see that the top is going to make the paper puff out. So this would be the embossed side, and this would be the debossed side. What I did was cut a sheet of 8.5 by 11 white cardstock. I started out with the whole sheet. I trimmed it because you want it to come out to be 4 by 5.25. So I trimmed off on the long side, it's going to be 10.5 inches, so that when you cut it, it'll be 5.25. Then on the long side, that's 8 inches. So after you have embossed it, this is what you get: the embossed side and then the debossed side. And all I need to do is cut this in half, and you've got 2 cards to make. This technique will work with any of the 3D folders that we have. This is a new one that's just come out, and it's a hybrid, meaning there's a die that goes with this. It's called Jolly Holly, and this is the embossed side. And I ran out of time. I was going to leave the card white, color the berries red, put it on red cardstock or cherry cobbler, whatever color I use there, put a Christmas sentiment and there you have your card. What could be easier? This was another one I pulled, layered florals. I'm not sure if it's still on the last chance list or not. Then we have birchwood and dotted circles. Now these three are the longer ones. Like I said, they're 8.5 by 6, so you can use a half sheet of paper in here. Now, if you go with a smaller one of our 3D folders, of course, you're only going to be able to get one at a time. Now, let's get over here and make sure that everything, I'm checking to make sure all my cameras are working. Now I'm going to do this on the emboss side. And what you're going to be doing is taking your ink pad and with a very light touch, you're going to swipe it over your card. Now that's why I called, I'm not sure what the real name of this is, but I call it the swiped embossing folder technique. And let me warn you that some of our pads come in and they're very juicy. This one I've used and I probably should have re-inked it, but I didn't. And but whatever you do, remember, less. If you do it lightly and you want it darker, you can add color, but if you do it too dark, then you can't take it away, okay? So however your ink pad is, whether it's just right or juicy, you still want to take a light touch. And all I'm going to do is put it on there and rake it down my paper. And then I'm going to do this side. Now, if you want, now I think that's gorgeous just the way it is. If you want it a little darker, do it again. Just remember, it needs, and I didn't say this, it needs to be perfectly level. And then when you swipe, there you go. Now this does not bleed through like our blend colors do, and I'm going to make it even a little darker. Okay, and now I'm going to quit. You could also go over it with a second color, and I didn't do that on any of my samples, but that's a possibility. And then all you're going to do is finish off your card, which I'll do right here. Now you can put a card in here so that you'll have a white card inside so that you can write on it or put a sentiment in there if you choose to. And then I'm going to adhere this to the card base. Now, one thing, and if you've played around with the folders in the past, the more detailed, the less area there is to adhere. So you need to use something very strong like our tearing tape. Chances are if you used our seal adhesive, it's not going to stay. You would have to put a lot of extra. So I'm just going to take this, and you can cut it or tear it. And I'm choosing to tear it. I did this technique Tuesday night for my stamp class, and I didn't think they were ever going to go home. They wanted to do try different things and go over and over and over, and they've texted me and said that they just had a fabulous time. So, now, I'm going to, let me get my tweezers out. I'm going to burnish one end on each side. Come on. And then it comes up easier. There we go. Here we go. And last but not least, there's the last piece. Now, the flowers go every direction, so there's no right or wrong. And you'll have to know what you think. If you like the gorgeous grape with the Highland Heather, or if you like the freesia with the Highland Heather. So, two different options. So we're through with that card. I'm going to put that one away. Next, we're going to do this card. Now, I'm going to show you what I did. And now we're using blends, and blends can be hard on your tips of your doing this technique. Kind of takes it out of the blends a little bit, so be careful when you're covering up your flower and filling it in. So I'm going to go ahead and use, this is a basic card, 8.5 by 5 1/4, up 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, I got that. And I used Coral, Calypso Coral, on the card, and I just am giving it, let's look back at this one. When this is nailed down, you see that you have 1/8 of an inch all the way around, but it just kind of made it pop a little bit better than just having this. So let's put this down. Now this can be put down with snail. I'm sorry, not sail. Snail, I'm going to say that forever and ever, with seal. And now it's time to make magic here. It's very forgiving. I use Calypso Coral and Calypso Coral ink. This time I'm going a little bit darker. And this is the Cajun Craze dark blend. And I'm going to use, and we're going to do the deboss side, I'm going to use the fat end. And sometimes it's hard to decide if it's a petal or a leaf. And you know what? It doesn't really matter. But you just want to be sure and cover it in. And it does help because it has a little ridge where the petal is. And y'all, I have seen all sorts of demonstrations, and I'm just getting it right there. different things that you can do, such as if you have a brayer, I thought I'd left mine out, but I didn't. You can ink the inside of your folder and then put your paper in and run it through. And that gives a totally different effect. And I'm just trying to fill it in. I'm not doing a perfect job. And I see that, oops. Look, there's one little petal right there. Like I said, sometimes you can't see the leaves for the petals. Okay, I think there's one right there. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. See, when I go back and look at it, I see things. Okay, and like I was telling you, see how my little tip is getting kind of wonky? So just be careful about that and try to keep it as gentle as possible when you're using it. I keep finding more petals. Okay, now I did not bring my brown to my station, but I colored the center with pecan pie, or you could use another one. We have a bronze that would work well. And on this side, it's bled through. Let me do just a little bit in the light, and let's see what happens there. So you can color one flower and let that be it, or you can go all the way and color all the flowers, or like on the other card, don't color any at all. Just let the swiping do the trick. Okay. This almost looks like, no, it's lighter. And it does dry and look a little bit different. So think about that too. Now this one may not bleed through quite as much. And I think I got a leaf, but I'm not going to tell anybody, okay? And we'll just pretend that I go back and look at this. We're just going to pretend that I have my brown blend up here and that the centers were done. Okay, let's see. Now, with the Pretty Peacock paper on this card, I used the Pretty Peacock ink, but I'm going to try Lost Lagoon. These colors, the Pretty Peacock and the Lost Lagoon, are probably my most favorite. So I'm going to swipe, keeping it level. Oops. And using a light touch. Like I said, you can always go back and add if you want to. Okay, and I did get that line again, but with a little practice you can get that taken care of. Let's see what it looks like. And I do think that it looks fabulous with the peacock. Now, before we decide which side we want to use, let's flip it over and see what bled through. All right, I'm going to go ahead and ink this too, so that we can see. This time I'm going to go across this way. But we're going to see what happens when you use the the emboss side. I'm getting confused here. Okay, and I'm just gonna add a little. Okay, so this side or this side. I happen to like the deboss side the best. Let's see, did I say that right? No, the emboss side. I get mixed up too. But anyway, this is just a wonderful, fun way to use your ink pads, your blends, and an embossing folder to come up with a very quick and easy card that's beautiful, and everyone will just wonder how you did it. Now, let me suggest too that when you buy your ink, your pads, you also get a re-inker so that if it starts going dry, you can re-ink it. And I've shown you how to do that, where you just take your re-inker and drop dots. And then I take a popsicle stick, tongue depressor, and you didn't see me pretend to do my dots. I just dot, and I'm not doing it heavy because you don't want it too juicy. And then I just take my tongue depressor, popsicle stick, whatever, and just like icing a cake, you go back and forth, okay? Okay, well, oh, I forgot one important thing. Always keep you some baby wipes around. This technique can get a little messy. And let me show you quickly some other things I did at my class. We did this coneflower card, which is just adorable, and it's cute, and I'm probably going to do that for y'all next week. Then I did a video on this last week where it's two-step stamping, and I used 4 different colors, which meant I had 8 stamp pads out because you need a light color first, and then the detail needs to be in a darker color. But this is a lot of fun too. I think my baby over there has found some bugs and she's going cuckoo trying to get to them. This was a mixture of 2 different sets. I had a 40th birthday, my daughter-in-law's birthday, and this came from the Cheers and Sips that's current right now. And then this was one that is maybe on the last chance list, but it's the one that had, it says 1 more year. Ziggy, excuse me. And so that's where I just combined, and I used the paper from the Cheers and Sip. And then on the inside, I put, hope your big day is just one happy hour after another. And I put 40 in 2 different sizes, large and small, sprinkled all in there. And that was her birthday present. Now, before I let you go, the mini catalog is out for viewing. You will be able to order from this September 5th, I believe. And I have just, it came in yesterday, and I finally sat down and looked through it today. And the demonstrators get to pre-order certain items. And so I ordered some that appealed to me, and then when I went through and saw it in person, I found some other things. But there are a lot. There's kits in here, there's scrapbook pages, there is a page that gives you cards and scrapbook page sketches. If you get stumped, go to this, and you don't have to do it exactly like that. Just let your mind wander and go free. There's lots of Christmas in here. And I'm just flipping through a little bit. This paper really called out to me. It's Christmas paper, and it's called, where is it? Here it is, Traditions of Christmas. And it uses a lot of different colors in there, and I just think that would be really cute on either a scrapbook page or a card. And it is 12 by 12. This is another one that appealed to me. This is called Lights of Aurora, or the Northern Lights, but the paper is Lights of Aurora, and it is in, well, it's like I said, I've only looked at this one other time, and this comes in 6 by 6. Oh, that's another thing that I did not do for y'all that I should have. Try taking some of your designer paper and running it through the embossing folder. You're going to be just blown away at how pretty that comes out. I'm just giving you a quick little thing on what stood out to me. I like the dies over here. Don't know if you can see that very well, but there's one whole die, and they used it right here. They did it in copper, I believe, and it just made a beautiful card. There's that paper again. And one last thing, and then we're gonna call it a wrap. Okay. Oh, this I am definitely gonna order on my next thing. It's called Petal Arrangements. It says it's 6 cling stamps, but it is in one sheet. So you can leave it as is and stamp a whole page just like that. Or you can cut apart the red rubber and stamp the flowers individually. So I thought that was really cool. And I'm going to take a look at that. Okay, this is good starting, like I said, I think it's the 5th of September, and it goes until the end of December. So, I hope you have enjoyed today, and please let me know what you are doing with this technique. And I want to see some things that you have done and want to share with everybody. And I'll just put these out so that you can see how they look. And where did I put the other one? Oh, it's here somewhere. Did I pick it? Oh, I picked it up when I moved the cards I showed you. Okay, so here you go. And let me know what you're doing with it, and maybe I'll show this again with some other techniques, okay? But we're through for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Please come back. Please subscribe if you've liked my video, and I hope to see you again real soon. Take care. Love you. Bye-bye.